New Valiance is here, and what do their monsters do? Well, all your Valiance monsters can move themselves from the Pendulum Zone to an open column, and they have effects when they're moved there and moved to another main monster zone. So, Shinonome, Voltage Viscount, and Marquez are your three main ones. Shinonome, when moved there, can add a Valiant spell from deck to hand, and when moved to another monster zone, can search any Valiant monster from deck to hand. Marquez, when moved there, can add any Valiance card among a die roll that you roll from the deck up to the die roll. And then when moved, can special summon a Valiance from hand. And then, last but not least, Vulture's Viscount. When moved, can place one from your extra deck into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, not a pendulum, very important. And then when moved, can place one as a pendulum. Okay, on to your Valiant spells. First, we have Solo. Solo can place the Valiance monster from deck into your spell and trap zone, and then its graveyard effect can banish one to move a Valiance monster to a different zone. Next, we have Coin Whiston and Shino Baron. So, Coin Whiston can place a monster, opponent's monster, in the spell and trap zone in the same column as one of your Valiance monsters, and then Shino Baron can special summon one from your spell and trap zone to your active column that's open. And then we have Valiance to place in the beginning, which is the final card of the Valiance spells, which can allow you to add a field spell from deck to hand, but very important, you can banish it from your graveyard on the following turn, place a Valiance Fusion in your Pendulum Zone, allowing you to resummon it. And now we are on to our Valiance Fusions. First, we have Arctos. Arctos is very good, and it takes 2 level 5 or higher Valiances, and its on-field effect can move one of your Valiances to 2 of your monsters to different zones, and then when you do, blow up a card on your opponent's field. This does not target, and it's very good. Also, like I said, all your Valiances can summon themselves from the Pendulum Zone to an active field. Then we have Mamakama. Mamakana can be able to place one of your opponent's monsters in their spell and trap zone. So very good. If they have a back row, it will destroy it. And then we have Duke, which can return one of your opponent's back rows to the hand. Not back row, but one of your opponent's face up monsters to the hand, and then burn them for a significant amount of damage. So really, really good. And these fusions are summoned by tributing your balances. Even if you Book of Eclipse, you can still summon them. Anyway, that's the intro. On to the combo gameplay, guys. Peace. YouTube, this is our combo guide. So before we go over the combo, I'm going to go over the skill. Valiance Tactics allows us to reveal one Valiance card and add one with a different type from our deck to our hand. So reveal a spell, get a monster, reveal a monster, get a spell. And if you control level 10 or higher Valiance, or your opponent only controls a monster, you play Mamakama. If you go second, then you shuffle one card from hand to deck. And the first part of the skill is once per turn, not once per duel. So in this case, we always want to start off with Von Kieson on our side of the field. The reason why is because we're going to want to pop it on our field so our opponent can never imperm us. So we're going to activate our skill, and we're going to reveal our... in this case, we already opened Shinonome, so we're going to reveal Shinonome. So we get our place, and then place is going to search our Von Kieson. Coin Whiston, I should say, not Von Kieson. Next, we're going to activate our Coin Whiston. And then we're going to summon our Shinonome. Shinonome's going to special summon. And at this point, you can add any spell you want just for follow-up is okay. And then we're going to activate our Soul Activation. Going to go ahead and place our man Marquez in the opposite zone of our Shinonome. And then special it. Next, we're going to go ahead and roll. And make sure your columns are extremely important. Here we can add another copy of Man Marquez. Then we're going to move over with our Soul Activation. Normally you don't have to do this, but because we don't have another level 4, we're going to have to. And then we're going to search our Voltage Viscount. And then here, we're going to play our Grand Duke. And then we're going to play our Voltage Viscount right below our Grand Duke. And Duke goes into EMZ. Then you're going to summon Viscount, and we're going to skill number 2, playing a copy of our Mamakama. And then we're going to link these, fusion these two off into our Chronochasm. And then we're going to activate our Voltage Viscount, placing it our Genesis Grand Duke right below our fusion. Very important you do it this way. Generally it's going to be in the middle, but because we had to start off like this, and we had to use our spell sheet, and I'm going to go to the middle. But it doesn't change the combo at all. Next, we're going to summon this. And very important you summon off the field spell first. Otherwise, you're going to allow them to out your board for free, and you don't want that. Then we're going to activate Chronocasm and move over our 2 level 4s. And then we're going to be able to trigger our Voltage Viscount and our Pop. And with our Pop, we're going to pop his field spell. I mean our own. Well, I meant to say our own. So pretend we popped our own, not his. I meant to say our own. Then we're going to link 2.
Let's do this.
Into Beyond.
Link summon.
And then we're going to add our Anti-Synchron. And then we're going to go ahead and summon out our Link. And very important here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to summon it on the left side. Not on the right. Because if you summon it on the right, it can mess you up. Unless you move your Mamakama to the right, then you can do it. Then we're going to summon our Synchron. And summon this over here. Our Herald on the farthest away from our fusion. Very important. We're going to scale our 6. Always make sure when you do this combo that you pop your own and not your opponent's. I misclicked there. So we're going to summon now our Synchron and our VAYLANTZ Princess.
Here I come.
And here we're going to make our Link 1.
Let's do this.
Into our Dryatrentia. Now Dryatrentia we want on the side of Herald. So that way, I mean not on the side of Herald, on the other side. So we can boost up more. It will affect how big Dry gets on turn 3, but it generally won't affect the status of the combo. But if you can, put it on the other side. Then we're going to make Savage Dragon. And play Kulia. And then special summon our Mamakama. And then set our 2 attacks. So what's our disruptions? We have a Dryatrentia that can... well, not Dryatrentia. We have a Herald that can omni negate any card. Search a ritual, can search our Beaufort. We have a Borreload Savage Dragon, omni negate any card. Then we have our Mamakama, which can put any one of their monsters into their back row. We have a Sunavalon Bloom, which can negate their whole entire board, not just their one monster. All effect monsters they have, and an Imperm. So that's 5 disruptions. This is a heck of a board.
No chance. You'll learn exactly why it's foolish to challenge me. Let's see if you have the card. Duel.
Alright, so here we go. So here, we're up against Blue Eyes in the first game. He's going to search Kaiba Man and summon Kaiba Man. Always Imperm here if you don't know. Now we force him to have the alternative dragon. He's going to skill. He's going to reveal Chaos, so he does not have the alternative here. And he sets 2 and passes turn. Now we're going to go ahead and activate our skill. We're going to reveal our Koing Weeson. And then we're going to go play the Shinra Bansho. Now keep in mind, at this point, he has a monster with a back row. If we threaten something in the middle zone, we can force whatever this back row is. We don't know whether it's Majesty or not because he just set 2. So we don't know. It's not like he set it off True Light or he bingoed into it. So we'd have an idea of it could be a Majesty. So we just have to guess it might be. So we're going to threaten Dominator Duke. And if you're unsure of what Dominator Duke does, it can force a back row. So we're going to go ahead and summon it. And we're going to force his back row. Now, we choose to go to this one because if I get into this column at all, then I can force this back row with the Koing Weeson. And one way we can do that is by activating solo activation and then using solo activation to move it over. That's just one way. Another way we can do it is if we get into our other level 10 that allows us to move it left and right. That's one way we can do it. Or what you can do is you can go into your Dominator Duke, negate this, then immediately place the fusion on top of this if he didn't already deal with it. So if he didn't use this back row to deal with it, we can go fusion on top, move this over the fusion here, and then we can threaten the back row by putting the fusion here, using our Koenig Wiesen, immediately threatening 2 back row without having to commit anything into our game. So he is going to droplet. Now I should have fusion there, but I didn't do it. Well, actually, no, I couldn't do it. That's why I didn't do it. I couldn't do it because he had droplet. He dropleted away the Kaiba Man. But had he not dropleted, we could have did it. That's why I didn't do it. Okay, so we're going to add Ninja here with Shinonome by banishing our solo activation from the grave. Summoning our Man Marquez to roll the die. And then we get to dig for Valiance. So we find another Man Marquez. But that's okay because we can still summon off the field spell and still threaten the fusion. So I skill here. I don't see a delay. So we pop. Well, no, I see a delay, but I want to force things out. I see a delay, but I want to force things out. That's what I meant to say. So we're going to blow up True Light. He's going to go Kaiba Man. He will search Jet here. You can summon Jet. And then we can use our Malmanaka to put it in the back row, which is really annoying for them because they don't want Jet. Now, key notes there. Remember, Mamanaka can put any monster that's in the main monster zone into their back row. So if they have a Jet Dragon there, an alternative, or they have something that they do not want to be there, you can put it there. So Shadol, he has 3 sets. Monsterless. We're going to go Koenig Wiesen. We're going to summon the Man Marquis. He's going to El Shadol Fusion. Threatening Winda. Now, I'm leaving this in here because I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something very important with this. Now, remember, Winda's in the main. He doesn't know this, but Winda should be in the EMZ here. I do have the Chalice anyway, so it was redundant, but him putting Winda in the main is going to screw him, because now I blow up his back row, and the Koenig Wiesen is going to put Winda in the back row. Now I can fusion into my Valiance Duke, summon the Shinonome, and start going off. So this is where you're going to see the full combo in action with disruptions. So again, we're going first. We're going to skill. We already have our field spell, so we're going to do that first. We're going to go Shinonome, summon itself, add our solo, activate Man Marquez, summon it, roll. 1, 2, 3. We find nothing. We're going to summon our level 10. Then we're going to go solo for our Viscount. Skill for a fusion. The only thing I didn't do here is I activated this first by accident. Make sure you activate the field spell to summon the fusion first, because otherwise you can't pop their field spell. So if they know better, you can kind of get punished for it. Alright, so we're going to go for Shinonome, adding the Ninja, and then summon our fusion into Beyond, adding our Odd Eye Synchron, linking off into Kulia, normal summon, make our Herald of Arc Light, so our first Omni, then we'll go Nazuki, Pen Summon for 2, summoning our Odd Eye Synchron and our Shinonome, linking off into our Artemis, into our Dryatrentia, searching our trap, activating our Odd Eye Synchron to summon out our level 6 into our Savage Dragon, summoning Mamanaka, setting 2 back row, and passing our turn. Alright, so we drop what he can't send. You might say, well, why did he send the monster here? What an idiot. He can't because Herald prevents it from sending any monsters to graveyard, and Droplet must send it to the graveyard, so we can't send any monsters, which really weakens his Droplet. So we're going to activate Herald, we're going to negate his Droplet, and now he's going to summon Joanne. We're going to use Mamanaka to put it in the back row. He still gets the skill because he controls it. Now he goes Graceful Charity. Now you may ask me, well, why wouldn't he use his field spell to put this back? He can't because there has to be 2 cards in the field zone in order to use Shinra Banshell. Otherwise, it's not a disruption for him. So, yeah, he's kind of screwed over by not using Joan at all. He still gets the skill, but that's okay. We're going to Eclipse now. He's going to summon Tempest. Stamping Destruction. He pops the Infirm. He has a 7 and a 6. He can't do anything. He thinks he can attack Dryatrentia. No, you cannot. You may say, but Sean, you only had 2,300 life. What? What an idiot. He didn't attack Dryatrentia. You cannot. Dryatrentia cannot be attacked. Keep that in mind. Next, we're going to use Mamanaka to United, putting the Tempest in the back row. Setting 2. We're going to attack over both monsters. Now, here we have 3 disruptions for his turn. We have our Mamanaka, which can place any monster in the back row. We have a Droplet, and we have a Sunavalon Bloom. So all 3 of these cards are disruptions.
It's my turn.
And that's game. And if you were to target any of our cards with card effects, we have Sarvis in hand, which can deal with that. Okay, this is a replay of going second to Shino. Now, in this build, I was playing Goddess in this extra deck here. This was my old list. Now, if you wanted to play Goddess, you can. But you would have to cut out the Dryatrentia package if you wanted to. So you would run a heavier tech list if you did. Which Goddess can really help you go second into Shino a little bit easier. That being if they're smart and they hold their disruptions. Because otherwise you kind of have to be on into a pendulum that gets a bit weird. Okay, so he goes Tornado. This I think is the correct play here against VAYLANTZ. But we can play right through him. He pops the field, but we have another one. Now we're going to go Solar into Dominator Duke. We're going to threaten his back row. We know what it is, but this is a good play because sometimes they're going to have 2 back row. So let's say they have Stars Align across the Milky Way and they have another back row. Well, then Duke will force the other back row. And then you can you deal with that because they're going to have to activate this forcefully anyway. So you're going to know where this is set regardless because of the skill. Not because of the skill, but because they set it with the field spell. So you'll know where it is regardless. Also, going second, you naturally, with your field spell, get rid of their Stars Align across the shrine. So by getting rid of that, you kill a lot of their follow-up as well. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we go Man Marquez here. And we're going to roll the die. We're going to get a 5. Don't play Scion, by the way. This is like an older list. So we're going to go Konig Weeson. We're going to put this in the back row just because we can. We're going to make Beyond the Pendulum. Then we're going to scale our Adai Synchron. I play it a little bit differently because we have Goddess. So if you see different lines, then, you know, that's why. Now, Goddess is important because, like I said, with Goddess, they can't out with the ritual. So keep that in mind. The ritual will not kill Goddess because it can't be targeted. I mean, it can't be affected by cards that don't target, is what I'm saying. So Goddess really restricts them there. he's gonna have to ritual summon and bounce multiple cards on the field. But like I said, the goddess he can't kill through. And yeah, that would be, I wanted to show you that because of goddess specifically.